Hello, this is Anthony Fasano, Executive Director for the New York State Society of Professional Engineers, and I'm here once again with our Legislative Counsel, Mark Criss. We're here to bring you another legislative video update, which is brought to you by our Platinum Sustaining members. All right, in this video, we're going to talk about a recent indictment that is certainly of interest to our members. This was from a Business Review article, and I'll read an intro paragraph. Paul J. Newman of Cohesion Studios, Inc. in Rensselaer, New York, has been accused of pretending to be a licensed and registered architect, fraudulently stamping more than 1,000 building plans and inspections, and collecting nearly $200,000 for construction projects in the Albany region. This was brought to our attention by, of course we saw it, but then many of our members emailed in. Another spot from the article here. Newman is accused of drafting architectural renderings for more than 100 commercial and residential properties since 2010 and submitting the renderings and other construction documents to various towns and cities, falsely certifying he was registered and licensed architect in New York. Mark, talk a little bit about this situation.
Well, I don't know why it took so long, but I'm pleased that we do have a sheriff that's monitoring this, and this is if these are allegations, assuming they're proven to be true, this is a pretty pervasive scheme to defraud the building owners and the government officials in terms of these fraudulent filings, both the building plans, compliance reports, and field reports. And just like, for example, if you were to go to a person who fraudulently takes the mantle of being a physician or an attorney and right. Doesn't have the credentials that ensure, they don't guarantee that a person would be able to perform and carry out their duties with a base level of competency, but that's what they're intended to protect against. And this guy obviously has, if in fact the allegations prove true, has no integrity and should really suffer the consequence. He's charged with an felony. He should actually go to jail. I mean, this is a massive fraud, and consequently, we're pleased that Attorney General Schneiderman has taken these steps to address it.
Yeah, and I think the thing that's good about this is that obviously what he did is not good, but as far as prosecuting or indicting him, this has happened now. We just did a video not too long ago about Hurricane Sandy, superstorm, right? Another incident similar to this, not exactly the same. But the point is that these kind of things are now, are really being followed up on. They're in the news, which is bringing attention to this, which is a great thing. We had a lot of people contact our office when they saw this. And I think, years ago, we were getting emails saying we never see any stories like this or people getting prosecuted. That's why we want to bring these types of stories to your attention, to let you know that, you do have to be held. People are being held accountable for this. And like Mark said, this gentleman could go to jail.
Absolutely. In the other case you mentioned, just to give parties an update, there was in fact concern that this is the incident where the facade fell off a building that had been purported to be inspected by an engineer.
Yes, that's another story.
Yeah, but just to give parties an update, the board did take more stringent, more serious sanction against him than the prosecutor had in New York City. He was just convicted of filing a false instrument, which is a misdemeanor, and basically probation, no jail time. In the case of the state board, they did have an actual suspension of this guy's license for a year. Now we could debate whether that was adequate, but at least it was some meaningful action taken with regard to this engineer who falsified reports.
Absolutely, and this just continues to prove that things like this are going on out there. And there's probably a lot of them, quite frankly, that maybe are not coming up in the news or not necessarily have been found yet. And that's why all the work that we're trying to do to stay on top of these things, and your help is important to let us know of things that happen out there that you hear of that you want us to investigate. That's the point of our mission and what we do. So please continue to keep us up to date. You can always reach out to me directly, Anthony at NYSSPE.org. Mark, any last comments on this one?
Well, I just feel that this type of behavior, where and I believe this gentleman had, it's alleged that he had done this in other states, or at
Yep.
least one other state. This kind of conduct, a slap on the wrist isn't appropriate. There should be real jail time for this kind of.
I mean, it's
this kind of
unacceptable.
thing.
Yes, it has to be dealt with in a strict way. So we will keep you up to date on issues like this issue as well as other issues like this, and you can find all of our videos at NYSSPE.org.